Hi everybody, welcome to another exciting stream on Bowtie Gaming 14. So today we're going to jump back into some more Dragon Quest 11 and go from there. So on that note, we're jumping right in. Still can't believe OBS works. Like, man, it's been too long of a thing coming after having to switch platforms. Alright, so yeah, because this thing is very new and time for more audio testing. Welcome on in. Alright, yeah, I said that's fine. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like future state, I will get a background, but that requires money, which I don't have a crap ton of right now. So I'm like, yep, the, the plain green background it is. That was one of the nice parts about Twitch Studios beta, is that it had preloaded backgrounds, which is why I had a background, whereas this, I'm like, well, just, color background it is. Because any background I could use, let's just say the picture's not meant for something that size, so it looks very blown up out of proportion if you try to stretch it. Like, no, I'd have to get something commissioned that's actually supposed to be that size. Which I know for a fact is gonna run in the triple digits USD, based on initial checks. Like, yep, that's future state. Especially with all the projects that just got announced. Thanks Nintendo, but also thanks Nintendo. For me, it's like, as long as this is functional, that's what matters the most to me right now. Yeah, and unfortunately, I can't take the Twitch Studios beta backdrops and download them on here. Like, they just made it so you couldn't do that. I'm like, gosh darn it. And not again! There's been a bit of fuss at the castle of late. Folks keep seeing a weird shadowy thing floating about the place. Doesn't seem like it means any harm, but no one knows what it is, so people are a little uneasy, which is understandable, I suppose. I just heard that it appeared in the garden in the central courtyard. A maid screamed and ran for her life, apparently. What in the world could it be? I know. Yeah, it's like on to the next chapter where I no longer associate with that program at all. Or XSplit now that this works. But yeah, speaking of Dragon Quest, I am so excited for the HD 2D remakes of not just the third game, but now the entire trilogy. That's gonna be nuts. I mean, I know other cool things were announced too, like Mario Party, Mario and Luigi, the new Zelda game where you play as Zelda, Metroid Prime 4, and other stuff, but like, I'm honestly the most excited about this. I know exactly. But yeah, basically Veronica's like, hey, check out that shadow thing. Touch the Yggdrasil root. Well, and then of course, like, there's games I need to play that are on my backlog, like several other games, including now Octopath 2 and other stuff.
Why is it that you always thought yourself so much better than me? Why was it always you who was given the golden opportunities? Why was it always you who got just what you wanted? Why? Tell me why! Well, no more. I will be second best no longer. You will outdo me no longer, Hendrik. This time, it is I who have been chosen, and you who will fade into obscurity.
Huh? So, what did we just see?
At the end there, that looked like the throne room in Heliodor. The place was a ruin. And that man Hendrik was doing battle with, could it have been Jasper?
I cannot say for certain. Yet I have seen that scene before. Somewhere. This shadow. Could it have something to do with the visions we just witnessed? Come, we must go after it.
And the main's like, what the heck is happening? That thing just went into the castle. Normally just vanishes as quickly as it appeared. Did something happen in the courtyard, I wonder? Oh yeah, boy am I hype. Like you wouldn't believe. I know Maniacal and I were talking about it for months. We're just like, heck yeah, let's do this. But of course, the new thing is the fact that the first two are also getting the remake treatment. Like, man, that's gonna be hype as heck. You know that black shadowy thing everyone's talking about? Well, it just headed through that door on the left towards the larder. Seemed to be, like, hovering in front of the dresser in there. Not sure what it's after, but it hasn't attacked anyone, and it doesn't make the milk go sour, so I suppose things could be worse. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, that was awesome, but let's just say if they had also added on the fact that, like, oh yeah, here's info about Dragon Quest 12, I would have been like, oh my gosh. I would have just added to that. It's gone. Something gives you the sense it's looking at the dresser. Of course, there's the dresser behind which lies the passage to King's Chambers. Which, of course, like, who knows what's gonna happen, because, yeah, unfortunately, I'm sorry I'm blanking on his name, but he passed away, so it's like, yeah, let's see what happens with that. We were boys, we'd often get up to no good. We hatched a plan to sneak into the King's Chambers, but he discovered it and reprimanded us severely. Truly, those were happy times. Jasper and I made a solemn vow to protect the kingdom together, and I truly believed that we would. No matter, now that we're here, and that shade must have led us here for a reason. He's trying to tell us something. Starry, we must go to Jasper's old room. There's something I need to see. Plus, not to mention the original trilogy, in at least it's, they did remake it, but not like that. That is on the Switch right now, which is way cheaper than the HD 2D remakes. Like, I think each game is, like, under 20 bucks for sure. So if you want to experience it at a fraction of the cost, that's available in that form. Like, it's been available, I think, as long as this game got ported on there. So, I mean, I think it's been on the console for, like, 5 years now. It's how I played the original trilogy. Welcome on in. It's a well-worn journal. The entries are written in a neat hand. Well, plus, I know I bought 8, like, a couple of years back. I gotta play that at some point for the PS2. It's a month now since Hendrik returned from his training in Puerto Valor. In that short time, he's grown tall, and his bearing is now very that much of a knight. I asked that he spar with me, but I was no match for him. No longer is he merely physically stronger, his sword skills have been honed to an extraordinary degree. But it was not the blows that hurt me the most. No, it was the way he reached out his hand with a smile to help me after he knocked me to the ground, just like he did when we were children. When he was training, I was not idle. I threw myself into my studies, devouring tome after tome on military strategy. But it's never enough. Yet again, he has surpassed me. We vowed to serve and protect this kingdom together, but perhaps he's forgotten this. Or does he view it as a child promise best consigned to the past with the memories of all we shared? But I've not forgotten. Shall imagine us fighting alongside the king to defend the honor of Heliodor. I'll not let that dream die. I'll do all that I can to make it a reality. So, this is Jasper's journal. He writes what his pride will never allow him to say. I must confess I had no idea this is how he felt. I see now the darkness that consumed his heart had begun to gather much sooner than I cared to realize. I see now how my actions must have hurt him. If I'm not mistaken, the apparition will appear next in the banqueting hall. Might have request that we go there and see if my intuition's correct.
It has been years now, since that fateful day, when the darkness first descended and tragedy befell Dundrasil, your home. Jasper and I stood together, at the head of the force that succeeded in driving back the monsters and escorting King Carnelian to safety. Little did we know that the man we strove so hard to protect had already been possessed by the fiend Mordegon. Upon our return, His Majesty made me a general for my deeds that day. But I did not rescue him alone. Without Jasper's bravery, all would have been lost. I urged the king to recognize my old friend's valor, but he paid me no heed. Jasper was not rewarded for his bravery. He was ignored, ostracized. This must have been Mordegon's plan all along. To wound Jasper, let the darkness fester in his heart, then use that resentment for his own ends. Why could I not see what my master had become? And why was I so blind to the darkness consuming Jasper's soul? It is you. Come. We must see where it leads us next. I sense it has something important to tell us.
Just saw the thing going up the stairs. You know, I can't explain why, but something about it just makes me feel sad. I have no idea what it is, but I'm certain that it's desperately trying to tell us something.
We sparred here back when we were young. Jasper, show yourself.
They say those the monsters take before they've finished their business in this life come back as bitter black spirits. Looks like that's what we're dealing with here. Aye, it's Jasper like as not.
Why? Why did this happen to me?
I'm sensing a horrible, ugly hatred. Careful, everyone.
I don't usually make it my business to fight vengeful spirits, but something tells me we don't have much choice. Let's do this.
This is not your fight. I must face him alone.
Hendrik, that's not the man you knew. It's nothing more than the darkness he left behind him.
A darkness I helped create. A darkness I must destroy. Alone.
Of course it was gonna have issues.
Let us bring this to an end. Come, Jasper! It is time at last.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you fix an audio desyncing problem. I have literally never had this happen, ever. Weird. I don't know, maybe if I reboot the game, I don't know. I was gonna say, like, if anyone knows how to solve a desyncing problem, let me know, because I literally have no idea. Alright, time to do a quick internet search. How... add a negative offset. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Yeah, maybe I'll just reboot the stream, see if that fixes it, because yeah, I literally do not know how to fix an auto-syncing problem, or a desyncing problem. Alright, be back in a minute.